But when you ask the women, okay, well, you want these freedoms, but but you also want a generous provider. What what will you do to reciprocate, to show your interest, love, respect for the other person? It's crickets.
As is the case in all cultures, the Japanese also celebrate the holiday season or the end of the year with drinking parties known as bonenkais, or forget the year parties. Due to the circumstances of the last 4 to 5 years, many of these parties were canceled. But as we move closer to a new norm, I found myself back at a bonenkai for the first time in almost 5 years. As can be imagined, the way the Japanese do parties is not just elaborate in terms of exquisite cuisine done by high-end restaurants and hotels to facilitate a fine dining experience, but it's also a way to give the common man a taste of elegance, a way of showing appreciation to people who can for one evening spend $40 to $50 and drink and eat like a king. It is in these parties that I get to see the nuances and social structures of the Japanese social system in play. These parties are not just a way to let your hair down and relax to enjoy the end of the year. They are also a mechanism for facilitating and celebrating social unions, i.e. marriages, in their middle-class structure. Watching this at play gave me great insight as to how the system here facilitates relationship building. And these relationships are built on a very simple premise. Competent men who contribute to society are a prize.
But this is what happens when women pursue men. They think that they're the prize. You can't convince this man that she's not lucky to be with him. We don't even know who he is. We don't even know who he is. Besides being Simone Biles' husband, we don't even know who he is. And he still think, yeah, she lucky she have found me. Is she?
You was really the catch in...
I always say the men the catch, man. I always say we the catch, man.
Yeah, so she really booked you.
She did, though.
Is what you said.
Watching reaction to Jonathan Owens saying that he was the prize in his courtship of gold medalist Simone Biles only solidifies what I came to see and understand while watching the magic of Japanese social structure pair men and women together. Jonathan Owens committed the cardinal sin that no black man is allowed to make. He considers himself a prize. The uniform reaction to him thinking he's the prize is simply, how dare he think that?
And I asked him, I said, no, do you think that it's fair, like to say, oh, we don't need men. Men are incapable of love, da 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 da, all of the things and the things and the things, but still expect to have a provider. It's weird. It doesn't make sense when you think about it in your heart of hearts. So I think we're a little bit schizophrenic in that we are saying all these empowering things, but what, deep down, I don't know if we're really ready to cross that threshold.
The Boninkai is a celebration of the common person and more specifically the common man. The common working man is never wooed for marriage, seldom celebrated on television or in the public eye, but at the end of the year party, there is an expression to this man that not only does he deserve a night to relax and enjoy himself, but if he is putting in the paces and grinding through the rigmarole that is being a productive man in society, there is an apparatus in place to procure a mate for him. It is this apparatus that is procuring the mate and celebrating when he finds one that all but cements the fact that the common working man is indeed the prize, an idea revolting to the black community.
But even if he truly didn't know who she was, his insistence on having the audience know that is a poor attempt to dim her light. Because the reality is we don't know who he is. Apparently he's a pro athlete, but we all know him as Simone Biles' husband. I think his real problem is that despite benefiting from the patriarchy, light skin privilege, and the perks of being a pro athlete, he has a beautiful black wife who out-earns him and is more accomplished and recognizable than he'll ever be. And that has to be doing a number on his inflated ego.
Women want women are very much behind the new paradigm that I spoke about before. They are enjoying their newfound freedoms. They feel free to express themselves more about what they want in relationships.
Look at her face. Look at the way she looks at him. He's not wrong. He is the prize for her. He is the prize to be won, and she treats him that way, which is why he feels the way he feels, moves the way he moves, thinks the way he thinks. And I'm going to tell you something else. The vast majority of black women act this way with their men. Black women act like they got some prize because they got some cheating ass no account that everybody else can get to.
There are things in traditional previous paradigms that they still want, which makes them look a little bit entitled.
Why shouldn't a woman go 50%? What do you mean?
Because the man, they want that 100% respect, but you're doing 50-50. You can't get 100% respect or that title of, the man of the household when your woman is doing 50%. What are you providing? Nothing. Women should not pay 50% of the bills because we do so much other stuff.
We are enjoying all the empowerment, and it's great and it's wonderful, and I'm glad for it. I have 3 daughters. I'm glad for that. I'm glad that they don't have to be dependent on men, et cetera, et cetera. But they still want to have that traditional soft life being provided for them by a man.
Yes, we need men in society, but in relationship, the only reason I actually need you is because I want you. I don't actually need you.
Do you know what?
I need you to procreate. Yes, I agree. But the thing is, I don't need you in my day-to-day life.
So how is it that you're simultaneously rejecting men, but still needing them for their resources or want to siphon off their resources?
If you've ever been to a drinking event with Japanese people, you know the ritual of pouring beer or drinks for the people around you is a custom. While Japan is not a perfect place and it has its issues, what is clear to me in participating in drinking events is that the culture has built-in mechanisms by which you are allowed to show respect to other people. Inside of this construct is a mechanism for young ladies that are looking for mates to not just quote unquote be hooked up with someone, but when that opportunity arises, they can show that man a level of respect simply by being willing to pour his glasses of beer for him. It is precisely these minor shows of respect that are absent for the common man in dating in the West. For black men in the West, respect talk begins only when he's willing to claim 100% of the financial responsibilities, and even then it remains conditional. What Japanese culture allows is complicated yet mystifying in its variety of language, mannerisms, and rituals, is a way for the common man to be respected. What is it that I see when I go to an end-of-the-year drinking party in Japan? I see an opportunity for hardworking average men to have the feeling of being respected. A reminder that they, even at their $40,000, $50,000, $60,000 a year jobs, are important. And when a young lady wants to form a bond with one of these men, she can start with a show of appreciation of walking over to him and pouring his beer, a level of respect that many black men long for and has black men boarding airplanes and looking overseas. Thanks for watching. Like, subscribe, comment below. I'll catch you in the next video. Take care, guys.